Hello viewers, welcome back to another exciting interview segment with the head coach of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaru. We have in the studio today Mr. Akinlaja Olayinka Nuruddin. He is the head coach of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaru. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, so I understand that the Rector's Cup, the Rector's competition is ongoing.
Yes,
And various matches have been played so far. As it stands, today happened to be the final of the Rector's Cup, and I think we have two wonderful teams in the finals. We have the computer science taking on marketing department. That's for the male category, and for the female category, we also have we have SLT versus Mascom. So I want to find out from you, before we get straight to the finals of the contest, let's talk about the build up to the tournament. To the tournaments of the Rector's Cup. Every year we have this Rector's Cup. What is it all about?
Actually, the Rector's Cup, firstly, before I go into that, I want to really appreciate the management, especially our able rector in person of Dr. Mokai Akinde,
Okay.
for his fully support always when we always have this game on ground. He has been fully supporting us on the competition, and for us to come to this level of the final of the game, a lot of matches have been playing, because if you can look at it, we have a lot of department now in the school. So the match have been playing between about 50 departments.
Wow.
So and we decided to look at it. How do we go about the games? Should we go in the knockout stage or league stage, so that we can actually utilize the little period we have to determine the formidable team and the best of the department in the game. So we decided to go on the knockout stage. So in which we have to put a memo written up to all departments for their representative, including the sports staff of the department and the student, because the game will involve the student,
Of course.
and which we have to involve them to be fair enough in the features of the game. So we did the features of the game early last month, and the game commenced on the 3rd of February. With the grace of God, with the best of the qualified referee from the Yewa South, we will be able to get to the final of the 2025-2026 Rector's Cup competition. Thank you very much, sir.
All right. I was going to find out from you, because I understand that the tournament, it has a lot of intriguing, aspect, a lot of exciting moments.
Yes,
and part of it were, students coming out to support their teams,
yes,
lecturers coming around to support their team. In the aspect of student involvement, I'm not talking about the team, I'm talking about the supporters.
Yes,
How would you rate the student involvement around this Rector's Cup, this particular edition?
Thank you very much, my brother. The students have been really cooperating. Honestly, the spectators are really, they show up very well in the game, and they know we have the rules that govern the competitions, especially the rules of the schools. When it comes to the football, the spirit of football like that, there must be, in a competition like that, there must be a winner, there must be a loser. But once you have a good referee, the complaints of the spectators may not be much, because at times referee are also a human being.
Yeah.
They are bound to make mistakes. But at the same time, so we just have to look at some things that, okay, if this thing are good like this. But the spectators, the students, the turning out of the fans of the department, they really try this time around.
Okay.
The publicity is maximum.
All right, thank you. So let's look at the aspect of infrastructure and technology, because the world is evolving, and even in much more advanced sports industry. We have the introduction of the VAR, that's the virtual assistant referee. And also some other, you have the goal line technology and some other things like that. So I want to find out from, at a point in time, we used to have VAR at the tournament. I'm not sure we had such this year. What happened?
Thank you very much for that question. The last meeting we had before the features, we observed that during the student union games, we always have a VAR, which is a virtual assistant referee. But in the Rector's Club, we are looking at it that, all this thing takes a lot of things. We cannot go by the will of students. At times when we are using it like that, if you don't have a good power backup to the phone we are using. So we are looking at it that the coming edition, we need to write a management concerning our observations. If you can get like 2 or like 4 or 5 cameras on the field of play, it will help the referee professionally to be able to do a good job
decisions
on that. So we are trying to get to that place.
All right, that's fantastic. On the aspect of infrastructure, I'm aware that I think that there is a project concerning sports. Is this sport indoor sport or something in the school? Can you shed more light on that part?
Yes, on that area, firstly I said I want to appreciate the management of the school, especially our able rector.
And now the acting VC.
The acting VC.
Because very soon the Rector's Cup will change to VC Cup.
Exactly. That's where I'm going. Exactly. The Rector's Cup now will now be. I think now if
this will be the last one.
This will be surely be the last edition of the Rector's Cup, because the way we are looking at it now, we are now having our VC Cup on ground. So on that note, I wanted to appreciate once again the management, especially our rector, our acting VC now, that he has put all his effort to make sure the sports complex of the Federal Polytechnic is completed. Because if not that, we could not be able to have a good environment, a good atmosphere for our indoor games. Imagine since the school have been in establishment, we could not be able to have our team for the badminton games. And badminton game, if you want to have a professional players for it, you have to be indoor games. It's typically indoor games. Because of the short cord, the breeze will be blowing it away. So based on this, our rectors have been putting all the effort that by God's grace, in this 2026, the sports complex will be completed. And by God's grace, I pray with all his effort, God will cram it off for him, and the facilities, and most especially the spectator stand.
All right, thank you for that. Now let's come back to today's event. We have, I think we have 2 matches that will be played today. We have the finals of the female tournament and also the male tournament. So what is the preparation so far for today's final of the Rectors? Are we expecting to see the VC or the Rector at today's event?
Yes, surely we're going to see our acting VC, because it's the last edition, and I know.
Yeah, he wants to grace it.
He wants to grace it. This is the last edition of his cup, so he will surely want to be there. But I pray, if not because of, maybe if there will not be any official assignment or any, I know our rector is a man that loves sport a lot, especially football. He has always been there for us all the time, and I'm sure most all the management team will surely be, because this is the last edition of the Rector.
So what are we expecting to see today?
We are going to see a good game in the female role, to tell you that we have a good female team player in the campus. In fact, if you want to go for any Nuga game now, not Nipuga game again, because because we are now FUTI. So very soon now we'll not be going to Nipuga game, we'll be going to Nuga game. Wow. So for us to have a good team, I think we have science, laboratory, technology,
taking on mass communication
for the female final. These 2 teams have tried their best in the knockout stage. They've played a determination games to be able to attain at this point, and I'm sure of you'll see the best of them today.
Likewise, before you move to that, I was going to find out from you, SLT Mascom, who are you placing your bet on? You were to do that.
Anyway,
looking at the build up to the tournament.
At the build up, I have to be a neutral person.
Of course, you understand. You're neutral.
As the acting head coach.
But looking at the playoff, the games they've played so far, the intensity of the team, who do you think might have an edge, in terms of today's final?
Actually, looking at the two teams on the female,
there are two great, fantastic teams.
Yes. Looking at the two teams on the great, fantastic of these final games, I believe Mascom have, mass communication have an edge, because they have some key players that if they can really
utilize them well,
they will surely get to the top.
All right, so let's get to the male edition, the male version of the finals.
The male version of the final, I will not be able to say much, but the truth, because
we have computer science, we have marketing.
I can see computer science and marketing. And to talk of Alhaji Aliyu, which is the coach of the marketing, Alhaji has been a good
football coach,
a good football coach, and a good technical man. Are you getting me? But to that extent, although he has not played football before, but he has
the technical know-how,
technical areas of it, and he know how to tackle a game and he know how to read matches when it's going on. But on that aspect, the computer science team
led by Coach Victor,
they have a very good player and a very good goalkeeper.
Okay.
If marketing can not be able to have the go in between the match, and if this computer science can
defensive,
play a defensive game throughout that match period, definitely is going to computer science, because I can assure you the best goalkeeper in the campus now belongs to computer science.
So, all right, okay, I want to appreciate you for your time. Before you go, we understand we had the third place match that was played between. Can you give us just a brief for the third place tournament that we had?
The third place tournament we have last week Wednesday, which is on the 24.
Okay.
Last month. Accountancy have been a very good department in this. They have a very good team, but the way they manage them, they lack some technicality in some areas.
Okay.
If not so, they will have been at this final. Because their female team at the third stage. Luckily for them, the male also, they are in the third place.
Okay.
So luckily for them, they are able to win the third place between the public administrations and then the
mechanical
and also the mechanical.
Okay.
In the female aspect, they won 2-0 against the public admin, and the male aspect they won 1-0 against the mechanical. So I really give kudos to them. The coach is really trying.
All right, I want to appreciate you so much for your time, Coach Akinlaja Olayinka.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on the program today. So today the match would be live and direct at the Polytechnic field. The time is 3 p.m. for the match happening between SLT and Mass Communication. That's the female edition of the Rector's Cup. The time is 3 p.m. today, Nigerian time. And also, once it's 4 p.m., we'll be having the male version between computer science versus marketing. So come out and large to support your team, to watch them play fantastic football. Once again, I want to appreciate the Rector and also the entire coaching crew of the Federal Polytechnic Ilaro. Once again, thanks for your time. I remain Sam Olanio. Bye for now.